It's not every day that you get to own a piece of history. In today's video, we'll dive into one of the most exciting watches auctioned off this year, the world record-breaking Konstantin Chaykin Thin King. Hello, welcome to Swiss Watch Gang. Today I have the utmost pleasure to present to you the world record-breaking thinnest watch in the world, one that beat the big groups by a small margin, the Thin King, made by the one and only Konstantin Chaykin. The first time I met Konstantin was back in 2016 during the Basel World Watch Show. At the time I remember drooling over his watches like the Cinema, the Levitas and the Lunokhod. They all represented a different idea, a unique way of either displaying time or some other complication. What drew me to his designs is the mix of art and watches, all in one. He was presenting his work at the AHCI booth, which is the Academy of Independent Watchmakers, a prestigious group of watchmakers from all walks of life and creative ideas, making some of the coolest and collectible watches today. Independent watchmakers and watch brands have different goals. Some strive to set the tone of how hand finishing should look like Philippe Dufour did. Others focus on bringing out some of the wildest designs our industry has ever seen, like MB&F. And again, others like Vacheron Constantin this year released wristwatches with more complications that you can name, with the Solaria Ultra Grand Complication watch. Konstantin Chaykin rose to more mainstream fame when he launched the Joker watch back in 2017. It was an immediate success, followed by many iterations. What the watches from the Wristmon's collection all have in common is the way they portray time, with two eyes, one showing the hours and the other the minutes. A very fun way and one that collectors across the world love. Thin watches have been around for a long time, most reserved to fit neatly under the cuff, in the shape of dress watches. In my opinion, one of the most known models is the Piaget Altiplano, ranging anywhere from the regular production models with 4mm thickness all the way to the ultimate concept Turbio model with a 2mm thickness, or I should say thinness. The next big group brand which was competing for the throne of the world's thinnest watch was Bulgari, part of the LVMH group, and they successfully dethroned Piaget from their pedestal. Year over year, each brand would beat the record, Piaget with more or less the similar movement they had, whereas Bulgari tried to introduce different models to the line of extra thin watches. What none of us expected is a third pair in the race, Richard Mille. With their new partnership with Ferrari, they released an extremely thin watch measuring only 1.75mm in thickness, and last year though, in 2024, a new player joined the race. And there was this watch, which nobody expected. There was a buzz around Hotel Angleterre in Geneva, where Konstantin Chaykin and a few other independents were sharing a big room to exhibit their novelties. And there it was, the new record holder, the new world's thinnest watch. The project was so hidden and came out of left field that no watch publication knew about it. There was no article, no social media post, and no hint from Konstantin during the past years that he would even be working on something like this, let alone take over the first position in the race. The Thin King has arrived, a watch which has been created in the shadows by the Russian master watchmaker. For those who don't know it yet, Konstantin developed more than 97 different patents throughout his watchmaking career. One of the days that I was visiting Konstantin, I saw a lot of French-speaking people around the table, probably Swiss, looking at the watch. Another watch collector hinted to me that it was one of the big groups who came to take a look at this silent winner. On the 10th of May, the final working prototype, this exact watch, will be auctioned off and sold to the highest bidder at the Phillips auction in Geneva as lot number 15. The price estimate is between 350,000 and 700,000 Swiss francs. It's hard to say where a watch like this should land. Check the link in the description below for more information on the sale. If you think about it, the owner who pulls the trigger on this piece will own a piece of watchmaking history. This watch will go on record as the thinnest watch released in 2024, and so far we've seen nothing thinner in 2025. So what's that worth? Could be pretty much anything above that estimate actually. The Thin King was in development for about 2 years, with a small yet very skillful team led by Mr. Chaykin himself. Considering what he achieved and comparing it to the massive budgets and teams at the big groups, he really pulled a rabbit out of the hat here. The Thin King features one patented invention and 3 inventions which are still patent pending. It's 1.65mm thin and 40mm in diameter, so it fits the wrist really well. To give you a comparison of this matte thinness, it's as thin as approximately 2 regular credit cards stacked on each other. A regular matchstick is roughly 2mm thin, so this watch beats it by 0.35mm. It's nuts when you think about it. The Thin King features a total of 204 movement parts stacked neatly next to each other. There are almost no levels on this watch, movement All you see at first glance is a bunch of screws, rubies and differently shaped bridges. On the one side, the whole main plate is adorned with perlage decoration, and on the other side, just around the periphery. The movement construction is stripped down to the mere essentials. It features a double balance wheel with a gear clutch, again an invention of Konstantin Chaikin's. It has a power reserve of 32 hours and a Joker-style time indication, with the hours and minutes acting as the eyes of the Thin King. So left side hours, right side minutes. These so-called watch hands are made out of an aluminium alloy, and the black pointer is pad printed to mark where to look. The numbers are laser engraved around the eyes, making sure the quality is obviously there. Since the watch is only 1.65 millimeters thin, again just thinking about it makes me go crazy, how did he actually do it? It only weighs 13 grams. For comparison, a small AAA battery, which is this big, weighs about 11 to 12 grams, and a tablespoon of sugar, also roughly 12 to 15 grams. If you're at home, go check out how incredibly light that is. Making a light and thin watch has its dangers though. The team had to make sure the watch is still robust and can be worn daily. That's why they use special materials. So the main plate and the screws are made out of a nickel alloy, the bridges and the eyes, basically the indicators, are made from an aluminium alloy, and the two bridges with perlage are made from bronze. To fit the watch comfortably on the wrist, the team also developed a new strap, because when you think about it, your regular leather strap is definitely thicker than this whole watch. So they created a specially designed strap crafted from black alligator leather, featuring elastic inserts and flexible titanium supports. All of that is of course also patent pending. I really loved wearing the watch itself. It was a feeling I never had before. It was light, but still felt substantial and very well made. The case is made out of a precious nickel alloy, which is harder than titanium, again, just keeping the whole watch intact. The Thin King has a manual movement, and to wind it you have to use winding keys, like you would in vintage clocks. When you turn the watch around, you can see a cool sketch of the movement components and rubies. This is a laser engraved drawing of the exact gear train and escapement of the watch. So it's actually a blueprint of how it works essentially, and to keep up with the quality, of course, they laser engraved it. You can wind the watch at 12 o'clock and set the time at 8 o'clock again with the winding key. But breaking records wasn't the only goal Konstantin Chaykin had when creating this actual watch. It also needs to be practical for everyday use. So instead of carrying the key to wind and set the watch with you all the time, he invented something completely new again. An automatic winding mechanism or carrier case which you can attach and detach onto the Thin King. It's called the palanquin. The word palanquin is derived from the word palakin, describing a sort of ancient cabin carried by people using poles on each side. So this winding case basically holds, carries and winds the Thin King like an automatic watch would. It has an automatic winding rotor, as you can see here. This is something I've never seen before. If you have, please comment down below, would love to know. You can either wear the watch with the palanquin attached, or you can have it slim as the manual winding watch. The palanquin is very easy to set up. You just clip it on the watch when you need some winding or when you need to set the time. And then you can easily detach it with these pushers on the side, and it dehooks like this. And voila, the case is world record thin again. From the side you can closely see how thin everything is. Even the palanquin system measures only 2.6 millimeters in thickness. And of course with quality finishing touches. I really love this David and Goliath story, this independent watchmaker going against these big groups and big brands. In my eyes, this watch represents more than just a watch. It represents an idea, a mindset, a type of tenacity and resilience you need to create something impressive like this. So guys, if you're in Geneva, I advise you to go check out the auction. It's gonna be fun for sure. This record-breaking watch deserves all the attention it can get, and I'm confident it won't be an easy win for the lucky owner. For those of you who are interested, the auction will take place with the Phillips auction house in Geneva on the 10th of May, with again an estimate of 350 to 700,000 Swiss francs. Leave a comment down below with your price guess and we'll see if you're close or not. At this point, I also want to congratulate Konstantin Chaykin and his whole team for pulling off such a unique creation. Good luck at the auction, and I can't wait to see what they will come up with in the future. Check out the links in the description below to read more about the watch. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I'll see you soon.